Katy Gillis here, Andy Gillis. We
Hello.
are here with Real Marriage Live, and
Thank you for showing
What
it.
are you doing?
I'm just getting ready for the show. They're not just for kids, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Adults can have fun with those things anyway. And no, I didn't die from using the fidget spinner, so I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're okay.
Awesome. Let's do
All
this.
right. Cool. Again, welcome to the show. Welcome to Real Marriage. We're glad you're here.
Oh, yes.
I'm Andy Gillis. This is Katy Gillis, my beautiful, beautiful co-host.
So we know that you are probably very much like we are, where you're showing up tonight because you want to build a healthier, happier relationship with your partner. And Andy and I know we just want to make our marriage better.
That's right.
So that's going to be our kind of, focus on the show is we want to help make your marriage better and help you, as you work together, make your marriage better. And so that's what we're doing here.
Strength and growth areas. So if you have your sheet, you can pull it out now as Katy will go through the exercise with you. And then I may chime in a little bit.
Of course.
But go ahead, the strength and growth areas exercise.
Yeah, so subscribe to our email list. You get all the tools that we send out, and you will continue getting those tools. And so you received on Friday the strength and growth areas worksheet. So go ahead and print that out or have that handy, because I'm going to take you through how to go through your strength and growth areas worksheet. You'll need two if you're doing this with your spouse, one for you, one for your partner. And remember, if you don't have this tool, don't worry, we're not going to leave you behind. Just go ahead and right now at the top right-hand side of the screen on Facebook, click sign up, and you'll be instantly added to our email list, and you'll be able to get these tools. And I will resend this tool out so you will not be left behind. So, strength and growth areas. You get your tool, you're looking at it, and you'll see that it has a list. There's a list that we've put in of 9 key couple areas, 9 areas where you want to have great communication with your spouse on these areas. And so what you're going to do is look at this here and circle the areas where you feel like you agree or disagree most with your partner. And the areas where you agree the most, like say communication, that would be a strength. If you say, oh, we agree most of the time in this area, that would be a strength, and you'd circle a strength. But if you feel like you disagree a lot, and maybe you're like, hey, communication is something that we definitely need to work on, you would circle growth area, and you go ahead and go all the way down the list. There's 9 of them, and they look kind of like this. They look like spiritual beliefs. We hold similar values and beliefs as a couple. Would that be a strength for you in your relationship? Or would that be a growth area, something you want to talk more about? There's also financial management. We agree on budget and finances. Basically, you guys are on the same page with how you feel about money.
Right.
That's a good one. And then maybe sexual intimacy and affection. We are comfortable discussing sexual issues and affection.
That's right. I really like that one.
Yes.
Because it's not just talking about, is sex good between us? It talks about the discussion. Are we discussing intimacy? Because it's not just sex. Intimacy is a lot deeper than that.
Right.
And we'll talk about that in probably 4 or 5 weeks.
Well, we're definitely going to talk about sex, because honestly, the better you can talk about it, the better it becomes. And we will talk about that because it's eye-opening and
That's
wonderful. And then also, here's another one. I'm just going to give you an example. Relationship roles. We agree on how to share decision-making and responsibilities. Do you guys feel like that's a strength in your relationship or an area that you need some work? Now, when you go through this exercise, like I said earlier, you want to go through it independently. You're looking at your paper, don't sneak a peek at your spouse's, and circle the one that you feel like this is a strength or a growth in your relationship as a couple.
That's
and
right.
Then your spouse does the same thing independently. And then on the bottom, there's a couples discussion section, and it will help you have open dialogue and conversation about each topic as well as what you answered, because the big kicker is you probably aren't going to guess or answer everything the very same.
That's right.
We've never had that happen.
That's right.
Even
Absolutely.
when we've done it a second, third, and fourth time, they're never always the same.
Yeah, absolutely. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I think it gets you communicating and talking about, well, we're different.
We're
Why
different.
is that?
And we see our relationship in a different light. You know, if I feel like communication is a strength in our relationship, and Andy feels like it's an area we need to work, well, we need to have that conversation. So I'm not off in my little la-la world thinking everything is fabulous when he's thinking, you know what, we need to work on this area. So that's the
right.
goal, is to get on the same page and support each other.
That's right. Talk about your results. That's a big thing.
Yes.
And communicating. So why is it important? Why is it important to identify your strength and growth areas in your marriage? Mm. And there's one word. It's a one-word definition that Katie and I came up with, and that is awareness.
Yes. Being
aware of your relationship. What is the status of your relationship?
Yeah.
What does my wife think the status of our relationship is? And going through this exercise, we're not going to just throw exercises out. There's a big reason, and the strength and growth areas I really love, because it's something you can do over and over again. And going back to the awareness part, like Katie said, 9 times, well, I'm going to say 10 times out of 10. In our experience, it's been 10 times out of 10, but we said 9 times out of 10 just to be a little conservative.
Just in case, if you and your spouse go through this exercise independently and you don't cheat, and you come back and you feel like all 9, you're on the same page with all of them.
Let us know.
You have to connect with us.
You can't just say 10 out of 10 all the time.
I know, because we've never experienced that. Couples always come back, and so maybe it's family and friends. Maybe they feel, one person, the woman, maybe she feels really strongly in that area, and her spouse doesn't. So, but anyway, yes, we've never had that happen. So shoot us an email if it happens to you. We need to know.
That's right. So
we need to call you. We need to have you on the show.
That's right. So it's awareness, being aware of, well, maybe something my wife feels different about communication or relationship roles. That's very important. So the cool thing about this exercise is it's not just for people about to get married or newlyweds or people that haven't been married for a while. No, this is for everybody in any stage of your relationship, whether you're dating, engaged, just married, been married 10 years, 15 years, or you're empty nesters, or retired. This is a good inventory, and we recommend you do it once a year. Because why do we do that? Is because things change.
Yeah.
And even in our mentor years, the kind of second
mentors.
Our mentor years that we've had, there's been times where one year our communication wasn't as good as it was before. And
we're like, what happened?
We're like, this is a strength. Why is it a growth area now? Well, things happen in life. I think we had kids. We had a third kid or a second kid or something. And life happened, and we weren't communicating as well because we're just so busy. And not that we didn't have time, we didn't make the time to do certain things. So that's why we encourage you to do that once a year.
And then we encourage, again, the Sunday night meeting. Sit down and talk with your spouse and talk with the most important relationship in your life. 100% the most important. If you're married, the most important relationship on earth here is with your spouse.
That's right. It's being intentional, and the goal is good communication, because good communication will help solve anything. So we're excited about that.
We want to also share that, we've shared that 9 times out of 10 times out of 10 really, you're going to have different answers. And honestly, you might be shocked. You might say, oh my gosh, well, I thought, our sexual and intimacy and affection was great. And why are you saying it's a growth area? We want to encourage you not to get judgmental or hurt by your spouse's answers, because if they're seeing it differently, it doesn't mean they're seeing it in the wrong way or they're misunderstanding it.
That's right.
They just feel differently about that than you do. And that's totally okay. So we want to encourage you that if it's different than you expected, don't take it with grace. Take it with love. Remember, it's awareness. So you're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to try to understand. We're going to have a conversation about why my spouse feels this way. But not it's all about your approach. You always want to have these conversations with love and grace and say, tell me about that.
That's right. And if we could give you a textbook response on how to talk about or communicate ways or areas where you differ, is to not look at the faults in your spouse, but instead focus on your own growth areas. You know, because if it's a growth area, then it takes action on both sides.
Absolutely.
And you figure out, okay, what can I do first? Before I worry about Katie, what am I going to do? What is my action plan? What is my game plan? So one important truth that we wanted to share as well is part of Scripture is Luke chapter 6, verse 41. You may know this, but it bears many, many times to repeat.
Over and over.
Why look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye or spouse's eye, and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye?
See that challenge and say, what can I do? And sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's just support or listen or encourage. You know what I mean? So
that's right. So we hope you really like the exercise, and we'd love to hear your feedback. Celebrate your differences.
Yeah.
They're going to be different, as our statistics have shown.
Yes. And Andy and I are so completely different. And like I said, every time we do this exercise, we come out with different answers, and sometimes it's shocking. But if you come with the approach of let's learn, let's grow, let's talk, let's become even better than we are now through this exercise, then it'll be a more enjoyable process.
All right. Next week, we're going to probably conclude our communication series, and it's going to be assertiveness and active listening. So this is going to be great because it'll also help with kind of complement the strength and growth areas exercise, because this one we're going to talk about a cool verbal exercise on how to actually communicate when your strength and growth areas don't match up. Or for anything. It could be
when it's an uncomfortable situation where you're like, I don't know how to bring this up because I don't know how he's going to take it.
That's right.
And we're going to teach you that it's all about your approach and all about your heart. So.
That's right. And with some of our couples, this has been so helpful. For one, you kind of, in a lot of relationships, you have the yin and the yang. One is very outgoing, the other one is soft-spoken. So this has been excellent for the soft-spoken one to be assertive.
Yes.
And for the outspoken one to be a really good active listener.
Yeah.
So it's been an amazing exercise.
And we're excited to bring it to you next week.
That's right. So that'll be next week. So that's our show. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We're excited. We're excited you're here. And if you haven't liked us, this is your first time on the video, we'd love for you to like our page. We send things out all week long. Different marriage tips and what's going on with real marriage.
Yes.
And we'd love for you to be a part of the Real Marriage family and community. Also, to get all the tools that we've shared and we will be sharing moving forward, and also events, and also show reminders, you can subscribe to our email list, which is hitting the sign up button on Facebook.
On the top
right.
Top right. It's right over there.
And click sign up. It's all automated, so you can get all your tools and exercises there. So.
Yay.
That's it. That's tonight's show, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great week and a great Sunday night and a great Sunday night meeting.
Bye.